Magandang umaga po sa lahat. Ako po muli si Sir RJ Enseñado at welcome back sa aking channel, GTR Math Tutorial. So shout out sa mga kaibigan kong teacher at sa mga co-teacher ko dati, lalo na sa Pagsanghan District. My teacher, my hero. So sana masuportahan niyo ako sa pagsasubscribe at pag-share ng mga video lessons ko. Okay? So ang lesson natin for today is derivative of y with respect to x is equal to the slope of the tangent at point xy. So, P is the point of tangency. So, here's the definition. So, paano nakuha yung derivative as slope of tangent at point xy. Okay, so suppose we have this curve. So, the curve is curve C. So, this is the point P. Point P, the coordinates are xy. And point Q, the coordinates are x plus delta x and y plus delta y. So this is the point xy. So this is the x and y. And then Q, we have x then plus delta x. So this is the point. And then we have y plus delta y. So these are the coordinates of P, x, y. And for Q is x plus delta x and y plus delta y. So this line is called the second line PQ. So second line, the line that intersects the curve at 2 points. So, point P and point Q. Then, this is the tangent line, PT, the line that intersect the curve at 1 point, and that point is the point of tangent C. So, line PT is the tangent line. So, as you can see, the slope of line PQ is delta y over delta x. So, change in y over change in x. So, the slope of second line is equal to change in y over change in x. So, that's the slope of the second line. So, if we fix the point P and we move the point Q along to the curve to the point P, then this line will approach the tangent line. So for example, if we move the point Q, so if the point Q is in this point, so the second line will approach the tangent line. So here is the tangent line. So that means if we take the limit of the slope PQ, so if we take the limit of the slope of the second line, we have delta y over delta x. As delta x approaches 0, then the slope of PQ will approach, or the line PQ will approach the tangent line PT. As delta x approaches 0, so when here is the point Q, so the line will become, this will be the tangent line, and as the point Q approaches, or as delta x approaches 0, then the second line will approach the tangent line. So by the definition of derivative, limit of delta y over delta x, the slope, as delta x approaches 0 is equal to the derivative of y with respect to x. So therefore, the derivative is the slope of the tangent line at the point of tangency xy is the derivative. Okay, so that's the first definition of derivative as the slope of tangent at point of tangency xy. Okay, so example. Okay, number 1. Find the slope of the curve at the point indicated. So number 1, y equals x to the fourth minus x squared plus 2 at point negative 1, 2. So to find the slope of the curve, so that means the slope of the tangent line at this point. So applying the definition of derivative, so the derivative is the slope of the tangent line. So find the derivative first of this function. So we have y prime is equal to, so apply the power rule. So we have u to the n. So we have u to the n. So we have 4 times x raised to 4 minus 1. So that is 3. times derivative of x with respect to x, that is 1. Minus power rule again, so we have 2 times x raised to 2 minus 1, that is 1. So no need to write the exponent. And then plus the derivative of constant is 0. Okay, so there's no need to write the 0. Okay, so this is the derivative of the expression y equals x to the fourth minus x squared plus 2. So according to the definition, the derivative of the function is the slope of the tangent line at the point of tangency, negative 1, 2. So just substitute the value of x and y since there is no y in the derivative, so just substitute negative 1. So therefore, the slope is equal to, substitute negative 1 to x. So we have 4 times negative 1 cubed minus 2 times x negative 1. Okay, so just simplify. We have negative 1 cubed, so that means negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1. So 3 negative will give us negative. Then 3 negative 1, so that is still 1. Negative 1. Then negative 2 times negative 1, that is positive 2. So we have 4 times negative 1, we have negative 4 plus 2. So therefore, the slope of the curve at the point negative 1, 2 is negative 2. So this is the slope of this curve at point negative 1, 2. Okay, so next example, number 2. So erase ko na. So slope is negative 2. So another example, number 2. Okay, so next, y equals 2 times cube root of x at point negative 8, 4. So again, find the derivative. So first, express cube root of x as rational exponent since we don't have direct formula for cube root of x. Okay, so cube root of x, that is equivalent to x raised to 1/3. So y is equal to 2 times x raised to 1/3. So now we can apply the power rule since we have exponent. So apply the power rule. U to the n is nu to the n minus 1 times du with respect to x. So therefore, we have y prime equals, so 2 times derivative of x raised to 1/3. So that is 1/3. Just multiply 1/3 to the base x. Then x raised to 1/3 minus 1 times derivative of x with respect to x, that is 1. Okay, so just simplify. We have y prime is equal to, so 2 times 1/3, so that is 2/3 x raised to 1/3 minus 1, so that is equal to 1/3 minus 1 can be expressed as 3/3. Then subtract the numerator, 1 minus 3, so that is negative 2/3. So we have x raised to negative 2/3. Since this the expression has negative exponent, we can apply the negative exponent rule. So we have x raised to negative n, that is equal to 1 over x raised to positive n. Okay, so apply that. So we have y prime is equal to 2 over 3 x raised to 2/3. Or express it as cube root, so or as radical, we have y prime equals 2 over 3 cube root of x squared. Okay? So now, find the slope using the definition. The derivative is equal to the slope of the tangent line at this point of tangency. So just substitute the value of x. The value of x is negative 8. So substitute to the derivative to get the slope. So we have 2 over 3. Then we have cube root of x, so we have negative 8 squared. Okay, so simplify, we have 2, then over 3, cube root of negative 8 times negative 8. So negative 8 squared, negative 8 times negative 8, that is equal to positive 64. Then cube root of 64, so 64 is a perfect cube, that is equal to 3 cube root of, express this as exponential form, 64, that is equal to 4 cube. 4 times 4 is 16, times another 4, 64. So we can cancel out the cube root and the 3. So we have 2 over 3 times 4. Then we can simplify lowest term, so we can divide 2 and 4. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, 4 divided by 2 is 2. Then, so therefore, the slope is equal to, the numerator is 1, and the denominator is 3 times 2 is 6. So therefore, the slope of the curve at point negative 84 is 1/6. Okay? Number 3, at what points is 9 the slope of the curve y equals x cubed minus 3x squared? So, saan point daw yung 9 ay slope ng curve na ito? So, this time, we're looking for the points. So, given, the slope is 9. Okay, so just get the derivative. Then, after getting the derivative, equate to 9. Then, solve for the points x and y. Okay, so the given is y equals x cubed minus 3x squared. And then, the point, the slope is given, the slope of the tangent line is 9. Okay? So, the unknown is the point xy. So, xy ang hinahanap natin. So, first, get the derivative. So, get the derivative of this. So, use the power rule. So, we have exponent, x cubed. So, the derivative, y prime, is equal to, apply the power rule, u to the n. So, we have multiply 3 to x, so we have 3x, then subtract 1, 3 minus 1 is 2. Minus, again, power rule with constant, so multiply the exponent to the constant. 2 times negative 3, we have negative 6. X raised to 2 minus 1, that is 1. So, no need to write 1. So, this is the derivative, and then we have the slope. So, using the definition, so the derivative is equal to the slope. So, equate the two equations, m equals 9, and y prime equals 3x squared minus 6x. Then solve for x. So we have 3x squared minus 6x equals the slope, which is 9. Then solve for x. So we have 3x squared minus 6x. So we have quadratic equation. So we can use the factoring, completing the square, or the quadratic formula. So first, let us divide by 3. Since all the numbers 3, negative 6, and 9 are all divisible by 3. So divide each term by 3. So we have x squared minus 2x equals 3. Then to solve, so make the right side 0. So we have, so subtract 3 to both sides. Subtract 3 to both sides of the equation. So we have x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. Okay? So we can use the factoring method since this is factorable. So factors of x squared is x and x. Then factors of negative 3 whose sum is negative 2. So factors of negative 3, we have 3 and 1. So since we have negative 3, so 1 negative and 1 positive, so we have negative 3 and positive 1. So if we multiply the inner, so we have negative 3x, and then the outer, x times 1, we have 1x, and then if we add that, negative 3x plus 1x will give us negative 2x. So therefore, this is the factor of x squared minus 2x minus 3. Okay? So now, solve for the value of x. So we have two solutions. So equate each term to 0. So we have x minus 3 equals 0 or x plus 1 equals 0. So x minus 3 equals 0. So just add 3 to both sides. Add 3 to both sides of the equation. So we can cancel this. So therefore, x is equal to 3. Or, so subtract 1 to both sides of the equation. So therefore, we have, so cancel this. So we have x equals negative 1. Okay, we have two values of x. So solve for y when x equals 3 and x equals negative 1. Okay, so when x equals 3, so just solve for y. So we have y equals 3 cubed minus 3 times x. So that is 3 squared. So we have y is equal to 3 times 3 times 3. So that is 27 minus 3 squared. That is 9 times 3, 27. Therefore, y equals 0. And then when x equals negative 1, so substitute negative 1 to x. So we have y equals negative 1 cubed minus 3 times negative 1 squared. So we have y equals negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 will give us negative 1. And then negative 1 times negative 1. So that is positive 1 times negative 3. We have negative 3. So therefore, y equals negative 4. So therefore, we have 2 points. So that's at what points? So that is xy is the slope of the curve is 9. The slope of the curve y equals x cubed minus 3x squared. So we have 2 points. So that points are 3, 0, and negative 1, negative 4. Okay, so we have 2 answers, 3, 0, and negative 1, negative 4. Okay, next example. Okay, number 4. Find where the slope of y equals 2x raised to negative 2 is 1/2. So again, given the slope is 1/2. So we're looking for the points. Find where the slope is of y equals 2x raised to negative 2 is 1/2. So given the function y equals 2x raised to negative 2 and the slope m is equal to 1/2. So the unknown is the point xy. So we're going to solve the point xy. So using the definition of the derivative is equal to, or the slope is equal to the derivative at the point of tangent c, xy. So get the derivative of y equals 2x raised to negative 2. Use the power rule. So we have constant and then power. So x raised to negative 2. So apply the power rule. So just multiply. So y prime equals, multiply the exponent to the constant. So negative 2 times 2, we have negative 4. And then x raised to negative 2 minus 1. So we have negative 3. Okay, so just simplify since we have negative exponent. So apply the negative exponent rule. X raised to negative n is equal to 1 over x to the n. So apply that. So we have y prime is equal to negative 4 over x cubed. Okay, so now equate the derivative and the slope. Okay? Since by definition, the slope of the tangent line is the derivative of the function. So equate that to equation and solve for x. So we have negative 4x cubed is equal to 1/2. Okay, since we have two ratios, so we can cross multiply. So shortcut is just cross multiply. Or we can multiply both sides by the LCD, which is 2x cubed. So para mas madali, just cross multiply. So we have 4 times negative 2 and then 1 times x cubed. Okay, so we have negative 4 times 2 is equal to 1 times x cubed. So simplify, we have negative 4 times 2, we have negative 8 is equal to x cubed. Okay? Or we have x cubed is equal to negative 8. So to solve for x, just take the cube root of both sides, or we can express negative 8 as exponent of 3. So negative 8, that is equal to negative 2 raised to the third power. Okay? So negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, that is equal to negative 8. So we can now cancel out the cube if we take the cube root of both sides. So therefore, x is equal to negative 2. Okay, so now, that is the value of x. Now solve for y when x equals negative 2. So when x equals negative 2, we have y equals 2x raised to negative 2. So substitute negative 2 for x. So we have y equals 2 times negative 2 raised to negative 2. So we have negative exponent, so just put the expression to the denominator and then change the exponent to positive. So therefore, we have y equals 2 over negative 2 raised to positive 2. So simplify, we have 2 over negative 2 times negative 2, that is positive 4. And then, reduce to lowest term, so we can divide both the numerator and denominator by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So therefore, when x equals negative 2, y is equal to 1/2. So therefore, when the slope is 1/2, the point is x comma y is equal to negative 2 1/2. So this is the final answer, where the slope of y equals 2x raised to negative 2 is 1/2. So at point negative 2 1/2, the slope of the curve is 1/2. Okay? So that's all. So I hope you learned something. So please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.